Alrighty, this is the next section in our lesson 3 book. No, lesson 3 in the Excel book. So now we've created the chart. It looks pretty good. Now we're going to edit the chart workbook and update our chart. We did something relatively similar to that last night. Last night when we were working with the 3D formulas. As we edit and change one value, everything kind of downstream or upstream will change accordingly. So if you edit data in your worksheet, the chart data markers that represent the chart data series will adjust automatically to accurately represent the new values. So if you change the numbers, the picture changes accordingly. That's what they're trying to tell you. So in this place, in this instant, the data markers are the pie slices. So the pie slices could get bigger or smaller accordingly. What we're going to do on the pie chart, notice that convention center represents 13% of the total projected expenses. And in the sheet tab area at the bottom of the workbook, you've got enterprise fund expenditures. And so what we're going to do is we're going to navigate back to the enterprise fund expenditures. And then we're going to go to cell C6. We're going to type in the value 143,526, 87 and press enter. Then we're going to notice that the accounting number format is retained in the cell. All right, because we typed in, remember, formatting the cell versus formatting the contents, apples and oranges. So let's go do that, please. And right now, I'm going to close off the format shape. And then I'm going to look at the percentage. One of these guys here, we're going to change. Let's navigate over to Enterprise Fund Expenditures. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down to C6. What is in C6? Convention Center. I'm going to replace the value right there with a new value. Even though you have the custom or the accounting format, if you look up in the cell itself or the formula bar, you see nothing more than actual value. So if we paste that in and press the enter key, all the formatting is kept. And if you click on the cell, you don't see any, again, because you're formatting the cell, not the contents, that's why you see only values in the formula bar. And now it's 26. Okay, so what I'm going to do is view. And I think I might have to go back over here. I'm going to go to view, zoom, it's 100. Let's make it, just because I need to see it a bit bigger, 125, enter. It's not in the book, it just makes it easier for me to see, and in turn, hopefully it makes it easier for you guys to see. Because I'm as blind as a flippin' bat. We've done that, we've seen the change, everything looks beautiful. Now, and we also noticed that the value in C11 was recalculated, and the convention center percentage is now recalculated to 14. Well, I didn't quite see that, so I'd be remiss if I didn't go and look. Convention center, 14%. Okay, they were not lying. Let's save it and compare it to the screen. Ours looks absolutely fabulous. So a quick old save. And life is beautiful. And that gets us to the end of the page. And can I get there? No, I can't. So what I'm going to have to do again is size, move to 259, and what if? I kind of feel bad because we just did one little thing with the chart and now we're jumping into the what if goal seek. There's a lot to be said about the goal seek and what if analysis. So I'll be spending a bit of time on it as we progress through the book. And in fact, a lot of what we will be focusing on as a class is exactly the what is considered the what if analysis, or you'll also hear data sensitivity analysis too. So you might hear a couple of different expressions. Okay. Process of changing a value in cells to see how the changes affect the outcome of the formulas in your worksheet is referred to what if analysis. So it's like, what if I was 4 inches taller? How much bigger will my shoes be? I don't know. So what if it's almost like you get the result and you have to fill in the blank in between. So there's a bunch of what if analysis tools, and the key word here is tool. Okay? Very, very important. It could be on a quiz. You never know. I don't know. Usually I put one of those kind of questions on there. One of these 3 tools is the goal seek. In the time that we're together, we're going to deal with the 1 variable, 2 variable data table, as well as the goal seek. Sadly, we don't have enough time together to do scenario manager, but we're going to do 2 out of 3. It sounds like a Meatloaf song coming on right now. All right, enough of the reminiscing back to the old music. Activity 3.12, using goal seek to perform a what if analysis. Now, what goal seek does, it's a stupidly, ridiculously simple tool that has amazing superpowers. And so what we want to do is use a goal seek to determine the adjustments that must be made with parking expenditures in order to achieve an adjusted total expenditure amount of $100 million. $100 million. All right, I'm being silly. So we're going to go back over to the enterprise fund expenditures. And when we go through it, I will be very specific about what I do because I have some hard and fast rules how I approach a goal seek. Yeah, I'm a little obsessive over this. So we're going to go over to the expenditures. Then we're going to highlight the range D5 to D10 because we want to increase the number of decimal places to 2. And then we are going to click on adjusted total and data tab, forecast group. Let's get the 2 percentage parts done first. Okay. Enterprise fund, highlight from D5 to D10, home tab, number group, increase once, increase twice. Oh, that's a bit fluffy. Oh well. So so the next step is going to be what? Then they're going to ask us to click on C11. And right now, the value is $101,942,893. So what they're saying is that could be above the budget, that could be below the budget, but the problem is we don't know which one, or we know which number we can change, we just don't know which one it could be. So so it's a city. Can we change how much we spend on our airport? Probably not. Convention center? Maybe not. Parking? Probably. Maybe. Power services? Water usage? Waterfront. So what we have to do is take one of these variables. I'm going to say, I want you to change. Just a little bit weird, so bear with me as I go through it. So I'm clicked on the C11. Then I am going to, click on C11. Then I'm going to press, go to the value and $100 million. If that's the value I want to find, and which cell, or by changing which cell is it going to be C7? Let's go do it. Let's talk about it as we go along the way. Okay. C11 is where our result is going to be. We've already determined right now our adjustments are a little too expensive. We've got to change things up a little bit. So what we're going to do is use the what if analysis found in the data tab. Forecast group. What if analysis and goal seek. Now, there's three levels or complexities of the what if. The first level or complexity or simple one is I want you to use the goal seek and I'm allowing you to change one variable, only one variable. Okay. Okay. By changing which cell, I think it was C7. Remember I told you I thought it would be C7? Yeah, I was kind of guessing that. I might have done it a little bit differently from what the book did. Set cell C11. That in this range, or these cells are all part of this formula here in C11. C11 has a formula. Let me come back out of it for a second. Okay, C5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 have no formulas. They're purely values. So there's a couple of rules we need to remember with the goal seek. You won't remember them in the beginning. It takes time. Don't worry about it. But number one is you click where you want your result to be. Okay. Step number one, click on the cell you want your result to be. That cell must have a formula. All right. There must be some semblance of a formula in it, and that formula must refer to one of the cells you want to change. It doesn't make any sense to change B5 if you've got this some C5 to C10. So the formula has to relate to the cells that you want to change. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So let's click on C11, Data tab, Forecast group, What if, and Goal seek. So set cell C11, because I clicked on it, to what number? I normally will not put commas in it. I will not put dollar signs, nothing. Raw numbers, as I never put any formatting in it, but they have, so I will. Which cell am I going to allow to change? C7. So what I'm saying is, in C11, this is the value you have right now, but I want to change it to $100 million. Now, I know I can change one variable in this group, and I think the one that is the easiest for me to change is going to be parking. I don't know what the result is going to be. Excel, that's up to you. So what I'm saying is the result is going to be 100 million. And the cell that I want you to change or try all the options is going to be C7. And once you get the result, stop. And so what Excel is going to do is going to say 9, 3, 5, 6, 8, 4, 5, 8, 4, 6, 8, 4, 7, 8, 4, 8, 8, 4, 9, 8, 8. And it's going to throw every single option until it comes up with 100 million. And it works incredibly quick. And what you're going to do is we're going to look here in C7, and we're also going to look here in C11. If you don't like the result that you get, you can always undo it by pressing the escape key, so it's not etched in stone. So you're going to look in C7 and C11. Okay? Yep. So it did that so quicker than we ever could. It tried every possible variation until it come up with 7, 4, 1, 3, 9, 2. And that provides us $100 million or adjusted. Imagine if you had to manually try that every single choice. That would be crazy. Now, do we like it? Yes, but let's just double check. I pretty certainly do. Yes, it does. Yes, it did. Goal seek and the says set cell C11 must have a formula or it won't work. To value, you put the number in. You'll see that I don't put commas in and I don't put dollar signs in. Which cell am I going to allow all the changes to? C7. You do that. Okay, life is good. And we end up with the correct value. Alrighty. So now we're going to prepare and print a workbook with a chart sheet. So this one's going to be slightly different from what we've done before. We're going to go to the page layout tab, page setup group, margins, check. We've done that before. Custom page setup. We're going to do center on the page horizontally. So far, 1, 2, and 3 we've done before. We're going to go to the header footer. This tells which page to be on. Nope. We're going to leave it as is. And we're going to do the page number. Sorry, the file name. Then we're going to go to the expenditures. After we've done the one sheet, then we're going to go to the expenditures chart. And we're going to do some setting up there. Let's get the first part done. And let's have it footer done separately. So let's do the first part and come back and figure out what the second part is going to be. Make sure, I've got okay, looks good. I'm on Enterprise Fund Expenditures, A1. We're going to go to Page Layout, Page Setup, Margins, Custom of course, Margins, Center horizontally, and then Header Footer. Let's go down to Custom Footer. Let's go to Left Section and Insert File Name. So now an OK and OK. Yes. Now we're going to go over to the expenditures chart and we're going to set up the printing for that sheet because obviously they're very, very different animals. And so for the expenditures, we're going to make sure our footer has to be formatted separately. Try saying that fast. Apparently I can't. So in the page setup, now we're going to go down to the dialog box launcher and we're going to have a look through there. We're going to go to the header footer tab in the footer dialog box. I'm going to go to the insertion point on the left and we're going to insert the file name. Okay, okay. And alright. I always question that part. Okay. The page layout, page setup, dialog box launcher. We've been here before. It's a different way of getting to the same thing. And so we're going to go down to the header and footer because there is no centering anything. It is a chart. It's a chart that is on its own sheet. So we're going to go down to the custom footer. Going to click on the custom footer. You got 3 sections, left, center, and right, exactly the same as we've seen before. And our file name is here on the left-hand side. Make sure I've done that right. Okay, okay. So I've set up printing for both sheets. And so then what we're going to do is we've got that done. Right mouse click and group or select all. Right mouse click, select all. So now when we send everything to the printer, they go as one object, one print job. And print preview, next page, tags is enterprise and expenditures. And of course now we know how to do the author. I'm going to see that that happens too. Okay, file and info, tag, author. Remember, right mouse click, remove person, and replace me or you as the author. See? And there I am. Now give it a second, wait for it. Up there. So I've got both off. I've got me as the person who modified it and me as the author. I've got the two tags, enterprise fund and expenditures. And for some weird and wonderful reason, I continue to still get this really strange error message. Well, I've also not looked at it either. So we're going to save that and close it. And that's going to get us, I believe, to the end of 3A.